A quick message before we get on with the podcast today. We're delighted to let you know that 101 Top Property Tips is going to be live to the world, live to the market on Wednesday, the 15th of July. We've got over 50 contributors to this book, people that have been in property for years and years and years with a wealth of experience, and everyone's teamed up together to provide various top property tips. The idea being that this helps you and it helps us, helps everyone to learn from the mistakes that other people have made. Now, whether you're a seasoned professional, whether you're just getting started in property, this book's going to have everything that you can think of, from tips on due diligence to tips on dealing with builders, dealing with architects. Wednesday, 15th of July, 101 Top Property Tips is going to be available to the world. You can buy it on Amazon, paperback, and the Kindle version. So mark that date in your calendar. And now, on with the show. It might have taken 30 years, but they've got there in the end. Liverpool won the league, and for myself as a Liverpool fan, that is joyous. It doesn't sound joyous. I know you wanted to have that sense of balance for this special podcast episode. No, this episode isn't just rubbing it in everyone's face that Liverpool have won the league. It's partly a bit of that. It's taken so long, but there's some practical lessons that I think we can all take away from that as well. And the first lesson would be really don't give up. Keep going. You'll never walk alone. You have to know where you're going. You have to have that destination in mind. How you get there is a completely different story. For the team, it's must win the title. And, of course, they've been saying that for 30 years and they've been different teams, different managers, everything. Liverpool won trophies in the last 30 years as well that aren't the Holy Grail, that aren't the Premier League. I've always had that end in mind, winning the Premier League. There's been better teams. In those times, of course, Manchester United were incredibly dominant in the 90s and the noughties. Now so Manchester City. But your time will come. If you've got to keep believing, you've got to keep plugging on, and you've got to keep looking ahead to your destination. Step by step, you will get there, no matter how long it takes you. And as a property investor, or if you're invested in gold, silver, whatever, you've got your end in mind. You've got the amount of properties that you're after. You just got to keep going. There are going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, but you have to deal with it, ride the rough and the smooth, and every day take a new step forward. Number 2, always get help where you can. Investing is a team sport. Buying property is a team sport. It's not just yourself and your business partner. There's, finance from the bank. There might be private investors. There's going to be mortgage brokers. There's going to be insurance companies. It really is a team sport. You've got to keep playing as a team. It's good to be an individual to an extent. We'll go back to that cliche of there's no I in team. To be as a team. Liverpool have proven that. This season, again, they've blown everyone away and it's been absolutely fantastic. And we can do the same in our business as well. It's a team sport, what we're trying to do here. And we have to keep that ethos going. The third thing would be always react positively in the face of adversity. Now, as we mentioned in point 1, yes, there's going to be rough times, there's going to be good times. Let's take some adversity out of this season. That everyone's in good flow. People are playing good football. You might be buying loads of properties, and then out of nowhere something happens where we don't predict it. So COVID-19 came out of nowhere, and that hindered a lot of people, a lot of training. From a football player's perspective, they've got their own health to be concerned about, their families. All of these things. In terms of buying properties, you might have found it a bit more difficult to buy property. You might have found it difficult to let a property. How do you deal with that adversity? Well, quite simply, you just got to put a positive spin on it, because there's always going to be for every cloud, there's a silver lining. That's always going to be the case. And that's what we should do as well. And these players have done really well with that adversity, keeping themselves mentally prepared for coming back to playing football, for dealing with, the serious health issues there as well. Again, these health issues have affected everyone in terms of quarantine, self-isolation, all these things. And they've come back bigger and stronger. And you and I can do the same thing. We can come back bigger and stronger whenever we have adversities within our business as well. To paraphrase Journey, don't stop believing. Always believe in yourself. Always believe in your abilities. Always believe that you can achieve, that you will achieve, no matter what it takes. No matter how hard you have to drive yourself, you will get there in the end. And, This is what Liverpool have done. Now, yes, I'm not, we're not going to do this every year. The fact it's been 30 years, it's been such a long time since this has happened. For many older fans, for younger fans, for younger fans like myself, I've never seen Liverpool lift the league title. Aaron's the same. We were both very, very young the last time it happened in 1990. People like my cousin who, were around then, who, haven't seen it in 30 years. It all means a lot to us. And I think that's, also that's what success can help you to feel, help you to put that into perspective. If you've set a target of buying 20 properties and then you buy the 20th one, you would have then achieved what you set out to achieve. And there's no greater feeling than that. There really isn't. You feel like you're on top of the world. So, again, hats off to the players, hats off to everyone, the manager, Klopp, all the fans that turn up week in, week out, where they can, of course. All of that. It's been a Herculean effort. It's proud to, be part of this, having seen them play against Man United in the season as well. That was cool. But it's an honour to be able to be part of this. You've got to keep on keeping on. You never stop believing. Always have the end in mind. Know your goals, know your targets, deal with adversity. There's always positives to come out. And, you and I can do the same thing in our personal lives, in our businesses as well. Know where we're going, have the end in mind, keep moving forwards, and just remember, you'll never walk alone.